YouTubers, what's up? This is Dozier Graphix. Dozier with Dozier Graphix. Whatever, man. I just woke up. Leave me alone. Today we're gonna be doing a flyer tutorial for all of you losers that don't know how to make a flyer. Well, we about to learn today. Alright, first I want you to open up Photoshop. Let's make this quick. Go to File, New. Make it. I got a preset for it, but you can name it what you're gonna name it. I name mine Black Beach Model Search. Bang, because this is for Black Spring Break 2017 in Gulfport, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi. We had this every year. Height 4.25. I used the 2.5 for the bleed and the pretty much for my bleed and stuff. So yeah, I'll show you that when we get into this. And the height 6.25. I actually rotated this one and made it the exact opposite. I made it a horizontal flyer because the the client sent a flyer that he wanted me to kind of mimic. So we're gonna actually be mimicking another flyer today, and I would suggest for everybody to do that. Anyways, so I just swapped out these on my template that I had. 6, change this one to 4, bam, and then we have it. Well, I'm gonna hit cancel because I already got it open, but alright, so this is what the client sent. Calendar model searching contest. I would suggest anybody that is starting off new to go grab a flyer that they like, that is not too hard for them to do, and mimic it. That's the best way to do it because we're losers. We don't know how to do this shit. So we need something to look at, something that is nice that we want to try to copy. It's easier to copy something than try to get it off of memory sometimes. So I would suggest do that. So alright, so bring it in, and Control T will make it to where you can drag it out. Hold Shift and Alt and grab a corner, and you can we're gonna go ahead and kind of get it the size of the flyer. Bam, good to go. Turn it off. I went ahead and got my stock images. They're already pre-cut out. If you want to learn how to cut out something, maybe I'll make a tutorial about that. I'm sure you could find one on YouTube. We're not gonna get into that shit right now, fellas. Alright, so once you get your images cut out, of course we're gonna need a model and a calendar for this one. Also a Facebook icon. I'll show you how to get that. And that's pretty much it. The rest we're gonna build maybe a background. Yeah, use whatever background you want. You don't have to copy it exactly. So alright, here we go. This is my first tutorial, y'all, so y'all bear with me. I'm gonna try to be a little more comical as I get down the road. I just gotta get used to it. Cool. Alright, so I got my model. Bam, she's cut out. All the fly shit, ready to rock and roll. Control T, and I want to kind of just get her where I kind of want her. I already had her kind of sized and stuff where I wanted her. Bam. My calendar. Bam. Kind of already put it where I wanted it. You're just gonna go to File, Place, and then grab wherever it is. I think I named it Calendar. Bam. It was a PNG file. PNG file with no background already, so I dropped it in. It was actually already about the size I needed it. Put it about where I wanted it. Bam. So from there, fellas, let's take a look at this. My client's information is definitely different. I don't know exactly how different. I honestly have not read it yet, but we're about to figure that shit out right now. So let me read this shit. I dropped it on here. This is the info. I'm gonna have to wait until he shares the flyer before I can actually release this video, because this is info that's not supposed to be out. Sweet tea, so good. BiloxiBlackBeach.com calendar model search. Let's go ahead and start on that title. I'm gonna find let me go ahead and drop a background in here, fellas. Alright, now had to go get a stock background real quick. Now for you guys that are looking for stock images, I would suggest 123rf.com. There's a million places to go. You might be able to find a cheaper one than this. I just happen to already have a membership with them from a while back, so I use them. I'm not gonna sign in right now, but I already have a membership. I have a membership with a couple other ones that I've tried out. You can get stock images from here, so go ahead and grab a background for this. In this case it's a Biloxi Black Beach weekend, so I used a beach background. Let's take a look at it. Bam, all I did was hit Control T. That's the shortcut to size something. I held Shift and Alt, grabbed the corner, and I fucking wham 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 wham. I fucking sized that motherfucker in there like that. Real fucking simple, y'all. Alright, there's our stock flyer that the client sent us. I'm gonna keep looking at that as we go. Now let's go ahead and grab our model and our calendar and drop them back in here. I kind of just literally dropped them right about where they had them on the stock flyer that we were mimicking that the client sent me. Alright, now let's go ahead and knock this title out. BiloxiBlackBeach.com calendar model search. Alright, so let's find a font. I'm gonna go ahead and make it white so I could see it pretty decent. Black's gonna mess with my eyes, I don't know why. It's gonna make it look dark and I'm not gonna like it. Blackbeach.com. We're gonna look for a bold font. This might work for BiloxiBlackBeach.com. This is Babus. I like using it. I'm actually gonna keep the size similar to what it is, but I'm gonna change the spacing. Probably do like 100, and that just spaces it out. Control T, hold Shift and Alt, and I can make it smaller. Kind of put it like right there. Now they used pink in the other flyer, so let's go ahead and change it to pink. You can see that pink real well. It's a lighter pink, so just kind of mess with it. Depends on your background. You can figure out what's gonna work best for you. Next line is calendar model search. We're gonna make this with a bolder font. So let's make the spacing back to 0. Let's kind of get it where we want it. Control T, hold Shift. Bam. About where I want it. Actually gonna make it much bigger. There we go. That looks great. Look for a bold font. Big 10 block, too damn bold. Bolder than your mama. There's one in there. There's one in there. A hammer? Yeah, there's one in there. Good. And what they did, we use, here's Franklin M54. It seems to work real well. They put a star in here. We're gonna actually do that. I like that idea. Make a little gap. Don't forget, use 1/4" bleeds from the beginning. Let's go ahead and put those up. You just go to your ruler, click and hold. This is with the whatever tool, it doesn't matter. Out. If you don't have your rulers out, go to view and then make sure rulers is checked. Alright, so grab your ruler, go over here. We're going to do 1/8. We go all the way to the end of the flyer and move over 1/8. Drop it. Bam. 1/8 all the way around this whole thing. And that's going to be your bleed. That's a little off. Whoops. And you want to make sure you keep everything inside of that, guys. This is for them whenever they cut the edges off for print. Alright, make sure you got all your lettering inside of that, so we need to move this over. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. If I pull out the type tool, it's going to show me the size up here. I can shrink it down some. That's shrink it too much. That's really close. Control T to fine tune it. Hold Shift and Alt as I drag the corner out. I'm going to get it right up next to my bleed edge line. There we go. I probably could have used a bigger font. I like how bold this font is, but I don't really like that it's not tall enough. You don't want to overstretch it too much, but I just drag the bottom out a little bit. It shaped it a little bit, but that's okay. Now we're going to grab a star. Go grab you a star image from stock. I'm going to grab that and we'll be right back. Alright, y'all. So this star has a background. Let me bring it all the way to the top so you can see it better. So real quick and simple, something that's a solid color, you can pull out your magic selection tool, magic wand, and click on it, and then it's not looking too great. Hit select similar and see if it cleans it up a little bit. Right click, refine edge. Want to see how it's gonna look, and it's not the worst. You can go around the edges of it with the little magic tool that they give you right when it first pops up, and try to clean it up a little bit. If it's a really low quality image, it's gonna do this. I would suggest to get a high definition image, a large image. This was a small image. There we go. That's a lot better. You can just hit OK. Hit Control J. That's a shortcut to copy. Now we can delete our old layer. Let's go back to our layer that we just cut out. Let's shrink it. And let's place it. Yeah, it looks great. So we're gonna add a color overlay by double clicking on the layer and just click on this pink, and bam, there it is, y'all. Yeehaw, we're actually fucking getting somewhere. Go ahead and save so you don't lose it. Don't be an idiot. I've done that a couple times. Now for this up here, I'm gonna kind of center this. I think that I want to center it. It's not really super legible because of the clouds in the background and stuff, but it's legible enough to where we can tell what it is, and we ain't gotta strain too hard to see it. So if it is too hard to see, then you want to add like an outer glow on light backgrounds. Put it to white and kind of fade it by moving the size a little bit. Actually, I might keep that on there just because it's much easier to see. And on dark backgrounds, use a drop shadow. I might even hold Alt, click on this effects layer, and drag it over to my model search to bring it over to that layer to where, yeah, it's on there too, so it makes it easier to see. I like that. Let's go back to our template flyer that the client sent us. I'm gonna bring that to the top, so whenever I click on it, we can see it all the way. He's got kind of like this little box with a white box inside of it, so it's 2 boxes. Winners get a modeling contract. Okay, let's look and see what our client's information is, and see if it's similar enough to use that box. We can delete this information as we go. We already put these 2 lines on the flyer. Can't really read this anymore, so let's make it in black or red or something where we can read the client's information. Win a modeling contract with New Generation Management. Win a professional photo shoot used in our 2017 calendar. Alright, let's see what they got as far as theirs. Okay, yeah, winners get a modeling contract. So we'll use the title. I like that. Okay, and turn this off. How to make that box is you hold down on this rectangle tool. If you hold down on it, it's going to bring a drop area down, a rounded rectangle. From here, you got to look at the radius. It's 55 pixels is kind of big. Let's do like 30 and see if that works. Kind of get it about where we want it. Hold down, drag. That simple fill color. I think they had a white. Nope, they had pink. They had the pink. So if you click on this, it'll let us pick our own pink. We'll pick the same pink we used for the top. Bloop. Shebang. We're gonna drop this below the calendar. There it is. And now we can actually Control J to copy that layer, and then hit Control T, shrink it a little bit, and then drag the top down. And we could change it to white so you could see it on top of it. Look at that. It's a little bit wider on the edges than it is on the bottom, so I can rather move it up, which seems like the more reasonable idea, until it all looks even around the edges. You just want it to be uniform, so it just looks better that way. Now we're gonna type win a modeling contract. Maybe put win a on the top line, modeling contract on the bottom line. I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I can't even read that shit, it's too small. Alright, so let's blow it up. I'm gonna make it in white. Let's make it in this bold font. Just looks better. Franklin M54. Just gonna make this line real small. Maybe, yeah, well, win a modeling. Let's kind of space it out to where it's got the same amount of letters on the top and bottom if possible. Gonna have to make this line smaller. So I'll highlight it, go over here, and you can just drag it to the left. I really don't like how I don't know. I just don't like that. I think modeling contract should be in the same line. Let's kind of look and see what they did on here. Winners get a modeling contract. Okay, so let's do that. Better choice of words is sometimes what you have to do to make things look right. move this modeling contract and the 2 rectangles that we built, all the information on the inside up. Bam, now I got plenty of room at the bottom. I actually might take the rectangles and hit Control T and drag the bottoms of them down a little bit. Kinda got ahead of myself to select both of them at the same time. Click on one of them, highlight it, hit Control, click on the other one, bam, now they're both highlighted. And now you can hit Control T and move them both at the same time. I did that. What I was getting at, I'm kinda ADD, is drag the bottom out a little bit so I can make a little bit more of a gap right here in between these details. Bam, there we go. I'm gonna change the color of this to kind of separate these details a little bit. I'm gonna go with this right here. Yep, I kind of like that. I don't know, maybe something like a color off of her. Nope, I like the blue. Now how we change the color on this is with the type tool out and the type selected, the entire layer selected, type tool out, click on the color. Now it'll let you eyedrop select it. Bam. Alright, so now the only info left is we got like Facebook, Instagram, email, web. What you want to do, y'all, is go to freepik.com. Yes, I jacked the star off of Google. We changed it, we altered it. I don't see nothing wrong with jacking the star off of Google, so freepik.com. This is my secret weapon. Go here and you can type in social media icons if you want, and it's gonna pull them all up. Whole bunch of social media vector. Pick the ones you like. Bam. Now let's go back. File, place. Need Facebook. Wherever you put them on your computer, go find them. I'm gonna need my Facebook logo. I'm gonna need my Instagram logo. I'm gonna need my email icon. I'm kind of shaping these to about the same size as I get them. And my web icon, I don't know if I got a web icon. I don't, so I'll tell you what, we'll go grab that from Freepik real quick. Just type in web icon. Bam, I like this one. Yep, I also like this link in this world. I think the world is the most known one, so let's just use that. Free download. Don't forget to credit the author, guys. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead, it lets you select how to get it. I'm gonna get it as a PNG. I usually would get it as an EPS. I don't think I'm ever gonna need it like super massive. I always get them in black. I don't know why. It's a personal preference. In the largest amount of pixels as possible. Yeah. I think I might have this in my social media icons folder. Yep. Okay. Yeehaw. Now I can just drag this right on in. Now, select all 4 of them. I'm sizing smaller to fit at the bottom. I'm gonna kind of start spacing them out. Put one on the end where I'd like it. Remember, there's information going behind it, so actually looks like I need to make these smaller. one on the end, one down a little more, one down a little more. I don't know what order he had them in. Don't have to have them in the same order he did, but might make it easier for me to grab and drop shit. So Facebook, Instagram, email, web. Let's go ahead and grab Facebook, Instagram, email, web. These are going to be spaced out way different as I get the information in here. So let's go ahead and get the info in. What does he have for Facebook? Biloxi Black Beach weekend. Very small font. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna figure out a way to fit all this in here. Facebook, grab Facebook logo, move it all the way to her leg. I might have to move the girl over some and put it closer to Facebook than anything, so they know that it's for Facebook. And I'm gonna change these icons real quick. I'm gonna have to do a color overlay on them and change them to, let's make everything this blue color. I'm gonna do the Biloxi Black Beach weekend in blue too. So let's click on that, change it to the blue too. I like that. Okay. Now that I have this color overlay on my Facebook logo, I can just hold Alt, grab the effects layer, and drag it over to Instagram, drag it over to every other layer. Don't forget to hold Alt. There we go. Instagram, he's got Biloxi Black Beach, at Biloxi Black Beach. So we want it the same size as this, so I'm gonna hit Control J on this Biloxi Black Beach weekend layer, drag it over. Now it's gonna be the same size font, or you can just click on it if you know the size and do it like that. At Biloxi Black Beach. Drag it as close as I can to the Instagram. Try to keep the spacing here about the same. So I'm gonna move this email icon over, and this email icon's a little big. Let's make it a little smaller. Kind of center it. The email he has is Biloxi Black Beach at Gmail. Copy this over. Real simple, guys. I think the biggest problem I had with Photoshop when I first started trying to learn how to do it was understanding the concept of the layers, making sure I had them selected and the right tool selected before I actually started working on something. I'd always be like, damn it, why ain't that working? Why ain't that working? And then I had to realize that I didn't have rather the layer actually selected or in the right spot or the right tool selected. So it's definitely something that you got to keep in mind as you go. We actually probably gonna have to move this over onto this lady's leg a little bit. Facebook, Biloxi Black Beach weekend. I'm gonna move this over onto her leg some. It's a color difference. It's gonna make it a little harder to read, but they know what the hell it's saying. We know what the hell it's saying. It's all over the flyer. So yeah, we could put a outer glow on it. I'm gonna group this by hitting Control G and name it Facebook, because it's my Facebook layers. Now I can take that outer glow that we put on the title earlier, hold Alt and drag it over to Facebook, and then now it makes it easier to read. We'll have to fix it a little bit, sized out too much. Maybe make it stronger, but bring the spread out. There we go. Now we can for real read it. Alright. Take the Instagram stuff and move it over. And then same with the email. Move it over. Now we got room for our web. Damn it. Okay. The web icon's kind of big. Well, no, it's about right. All right. Let's see what they got for web. BiloxiBlackBeach.com. I'm actually have to move everything all the way over one more time. It don't quite fit. So I'm gonna grab everything, move it all over. I just grabbed all of it. I'm gonna move it all the way over to the end. Now, BiloxiBlackBeach.com. There we go. Now I'm going to center it in between these two lines and we'll be done. Not quite as organized as I could be on here, y'all. I usually don't have the time to even do stuff like this. This is why I've been doing this for 6 years, and this is the first tutorial I've ever done. Always like to put my design by Dozier.com on it somewhere. What I'll do is I'll use Bebas or something like a, you know, kind of more regular looking font. I'll space it way out, like 200 or 300, and then kind of shrink it a little bit. You don't want it to be too big. And then put it somewhere on the flyer where it blends in. Yeah, maybe right in the center. Let's find the center. This is 6.25, so it'll be 3 1/8. Bam, that's center. Center. Now, I want to step back and look at this entire thing and see what can it have, or what can I put on it to just make it stand out any more than what it does. I think right here, I think this gap is kind of lame. I think we could put something here, maybe a line. Let's do that. Rectangle tool, zoom in, put a little line, fill it in with this panky. Now let's step back and look at it. The line's a little thick. I want it to be thinner. So let's zoom in on it. Hit Control T and shrink the line. I want it to be a real thin line. Now it should look better. Yeah. Kind of separates the two groups. What else can we do to it? Maybe a little bit more flare behind her where that sun was. We'll go to the background, make a layer above it, select white, and size up this tool. Make sure it's on the fade. Make it a little bigger. Kind of brighten it up some. Then we could do a little bit on the outside of her to make it look like it's coming around her arm. Kind of make her look like she's a part of the picture. So how I do that is I'll make it a little bit smaller and do it like so. And now I'm gonna kind of delete it off of her arm some, or maybe I could just move it up a little bit. Whoops. I'll put it directly on her arm. That was not a good thing to do. Let's erase that. Let me make the layer above her. Kind of put it above her arm a little bit. There we go. That looks a lot better. What else? Change the contrast a little bit in this picture as a whole. Let's grab a contrast layer. Let's change the contrast some. Change the brightness a little bit to make up for the contrast and make some parts a little dark. Don't overdo this, y'all. Just a little bit. That looks good. I'm done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be making more if y'all like them. Chill.